After her late husband's passing, Evelyn, a 70-year-old millionaire with a vast empire, believed she would never find a partner again. That was until, in a twist of fate, she fell into the arms and heart of a much younger Jasper. Their unexpected romance had people wonder about any ulterior motives. Yet Evelyn dismissed the age gap as trivial. However, as time passed, Jasper's stories stopped adding up. When Evelyn finally uncovered the unsettling truth, her next move took everyone by surprise. Before we start, smash the like button and make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell so that you won't miss any new stories. That hadn't been how it started, though. After the death of her beloved Charles, Evelyn thought she would remain a lonely widow until she would eventually meet her end. She had gotten her first death scare. She had tripped. A ball had flown toward her and hit her, making her lose her balance and tumble down a pair of stairs. It had been completely unexpected, especially since Evelyn had always been the sporty type who took great care of herself. She had believed that it had been luck. He had been there by accident, and it was an instant of the right place, right time. She had looked at him, and her heart had skipped a beat. She had no idea about his nefarious intentions. He had helped her, a complete stranger, during her recovery, and in that moment she believed she had lost herself to love. Gone was the aching part in her heart. It had been the reason that when he had asked her to marry him, she had jumped at the opportunity. She loved him wholeheartedly, so much so that it nearly blinded her. Even her children had been hesitant when she announced her upcoming wedding. One big question remained, though. Was it all for love, or had their mother's money sweetened the deal? Evelyn's son, James, was the first to speak up. James himself was almost old enough to be Jasper's father. James was Evelyn's oldest child and had an 18- and 13-year-old child. Jasper's 25-year-old self was not too far off from those numbers. He had been the first one to interrogate Jasper and even his mother. She wasn't even supposed to be home when it all happened, making her wonder. What else was Jasper hiding behind her back, and how would she even be able to find out? She had stumbled upon a strange email in Jasper's inbox. He had left his laptop open. It was the first thing she saw. The message had been ominous, and it made her stare at the new but prominent wedding band on her finger. Maybe marrying Jasper had been a mistake. She had been so foolish. Her eyes just kept rereading the message on the screen. Good to see your plan worked. Hoping to see some money from that old crone soon. Regards, L. Those words made Evelyn think. She was racking her brain to think of what everything could mean. Unfortunately, she could guess and probably bet that that old crone was herself. She had to make a plan. She needed to have a form of vengeance because no one would play with her in this way and get away unscathed. However, there would be multiple things she would need for her plan to work. This email definitely wasn't enough evidence for Jasper's betrayal, and she knew just the person to help her. Gene, an old friend, was the first person to come to her mind. Though he was now retired, Gene was an amazing private investigator who was always able to get the last bit of dirt on anyone. Evelyn sat in her dimly lit study, her fingers hesitating over the phone. With a deep breath, she dialed Gene, an old friend and a retired private investigator. In his small, cluttered office, Gene began his work, sifting through Jasper's life. He started from the beginning, tracing Jasper's steps back through various towns, jobs, and relationships. Patterns started emerging, a trail of short-lived romances with wealthy older women, each ending abruptly. Gene, seasoned in the art of surveillance, started monitoring Jasper's daily activities. He used a blend of old-school stakeouts and modern technology, setting up covert cameras and tracking Jasper's movements. As the days passed, Gene's efforts began to bear fruit. Financial statements, photographs, and snippets of overheard conversations, each clue was a piece of the puzzle. Delving deeper, Gene unearthed a startling pattern in Jasper's past. He found multiple instances where Jasper had charmed and courted wealthy older women, only to leave under mysterious circumstances once significant sums of money were involved. Evelyn knew that the road ahead would be challenging, but she was ready to face it head-on, armed with the truth and a desire for justice. She reached out to trusted friends, a select few who knew her and Charles from the days of building their empire. There was her lawyer, skilled in the intricacies of financial law, and a few close friends, each with their own unique skills and unwavering loyalty. Evelyn and her lawyer delved into the intricacies of her legal options. They explored every loophole in law that could be used to protect her assets and expose Jasper's fraudulent intentions. With the plan in place, the team began laying the groundwork. They started discreetly contacting Jasper's previous targets, gathering their testimonies and evidence. Meanwhile, Evelyn's lawyer meticulously documented Jasper's attempts to access Evelyn's assets, painting a clear picture of his intentions. Each step was calculated to fortify their case against him, creating an unbreakable chain of evidence. With a renewed sense of purpose, Evelyn readied herself for the impending confrontation, poised to face Jasper with dignity and strength. Evelyn orchestrated a grand vow renewal ceremony, a spectacle befitting her status but with a hidden agenda. The event was to be lavish, drawing attention and curiosity. Elegant invitations were dispatched to the creme de la creme of society, Jasper's unsuspecting associates, and key media personnel. The event was the talk of the town, with speculation and excitement building around this unexpected renewal of vows. The invitations, laced with veiled hints of a special announcement, only added to the intrigue surrounding the upcoming event. The stage was set, the players were in place, and the audience was unsuspecting of the dramatic turn the day was about to take. Evelyn moved through the crowd, a picture of elegance and poise, her smile hiding the tumultuous emotions within. Amidst the pomp and ceremony, as the vows were about to be renewed, Evelyn stepped forward. Her voice, steady and clear, broke the festive ambiance. "Before we renew our vows, there is a truth that needs to be revealed," she announced. The crowd fell silent, the air thick with anticipation. Evelyn turned to Jasper, her eyes holding a mix of sadness and resolve. This was it, the moment of truth, the unmasking of Jasper's deceit in front of the world. In a voice resolute with courage, Evelyn began unveiling the truth. She presented detailed evidence of Jasper's past relationships, each patterned in deceit and exploitation of wealthy older women. The crowd listened in stunned silence as Jasper's facade crumbled under the weight of the undeniable truth. The man standing beside Evelyn was unmasked, his true nature exposed for all to see. With the audience hanging on to every word, Evelyn dropped another bombshell. Elle, Jasper's partner in crime, was revealed to be a well-known socialite, a figure who had graced many of their social circles. The revelation sent ripples of shock through the crowd. The media present at the event immediately sprang into action, capturing every moment of the dramatic unmasking. Headlines were made in real time, broadcasting the downfall of Jasper and Elle to the world. As the revelation sank in, Evelyn's legal team swiftly moved into action. Police arrived, and both Jasper and Elle were taken into custody amidst the chaos of the event. In the following weeks, the trial of Jasper and Elle was swift and decisive. The evidence presented by Evelyn and her legal team was irrefutable, painting a clear picture of deceit and manipulation. The verdict was unanimous, guilty on all counts. The sentencing was severe, reflecting the gravity of their crimes. As Evelyn heard the judge's final ruling, she felt a sense of closure. Justice had been served, not just for her, but for all those who had suffered at the hands of Jasper and Elle. Their reign of deceit was over, and Evelyn could finally turn the page to a new chapter in her life.